Damn, you're a bunch of nasty mother.
Wow. That is what my parents would have called uncouth. Just literally and completely disgusting. Where are your table manners or your podcast manners? In front of your two favorite uncles, you would do that?
But that's all right. It's completely acceptable here at Sports Frenzy.
We know what you went through last night. The rejection, the overindulgence. If I could smell through a microphone, I'd say
That
probably
would be rancid.
Probably beer, stale beer, bourbon, and nachos is what I would be smelling there. Welcome to your favorite politically incorrect pop culture commentary podcast. It is Sports Frenzy 2.0, the weekend edition.
That is your favorite uncle, the maestro, Kevin Crane.
And of course, next to me is your even more bestest favorite uncle, the conquistador Dave Height. And we are here to regale you for about an hour and a half.
Give or take.
With the best in music, movies, TV, streaming, and books.
That's right.
And of course, we'll have some dumbasses for you at the end, as most times we do. But we're going to start off, as always, with what, Dave?
Music, because it's all about the rock and roll, which we got screwed out of last week.
Yeah, we're kind of off kilter, off sequence here, because we planned on having a review for you of the Stray Cats live in Indianapolis, Indiana, but cynical bastard that I am, and this is something I addressed last week with the kids. We knew Brian Setzer was not well.
Yeah, we knew there were health issues
going all the way back to early 2025, but somehow, some way they decide, we're going to set up this tour.
We might be able to get through it.
And lo and behold, they did not. They canceled the entire thing. Now, we all hope that Brian Setzer is fine and okay, but I am a very cynical human being. Been lied to too many times by people in Hollywood and rock and roll, so I do not trust anyone on anything. And by the way, it's been 1 week and I still have not seen our money back yet from Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster loves to take your money as quickly as humanly possible.
But take their own sweet time giving it back so they can actually collect the interest on it because they're greedy fucks. I want my interest on my money.
Yeah, that is exactly the point I brought up last week. And that's why I was very, very cynical about this whole cancellation, the setup of the tour, knowing Setzer had his health issues. But yeah, up to 3 weeks it'll take for us to get you your money back.
Yeah, you can take it in an instant, but it takes weeks to give it back. Bullshit.
And by the way, we also ranted a few weeks ago about Rush and the exorbitant... Did you realize when they added the last group of dates, for some of those people at the end of the tour, you would have to pay 13 months in advance for tickets?
Oh, good Lord.
Because some of the dates at the end of the tour extend into December of 2026. And like you said,
good grief.
Everybody forgets about all the interest and all the money they're earning when they dump this into their bank accounts.
Uh-huh.
But they don't care about us and the interest we're losing. And some people are probably paying on credit cards.
Yeah. Yep. You know that's right.
Now, that being said, we will still go out in 2026 and do it all again, and probably, most definitely, in September with AC/DC.
Try like hell to get those. There's no guarantee.
AC/DC playing Notre Dame Stadium.
We are going to try our damnedest.
And then we're looking at possibly Toto. Bottom three there of the three, Night Ranger. Problem is with that, middle of January in the upper Midwest.
Gets a little dicey.
Yep, so we will have at least one, hopefully two shows scheduled by the time we talk again next weekend. But this weekend, we have a review of, I would say, the most anticipated album of 2025.
The one we have been waiting for.
The third album from Mammoth. No longer Mammoth WVH, now just Mammoth. Copyright infringement crap has been resolved.
All figured out.
Wolfgang Van Halen. The End. 10 songs. I will tell you, I love it. I think this could be the strongest of the three.
It is. He's definitely finding his feet as a songwriter. Musically, he's got some great riffs in there. But after a time, he needs to get his tour band in with him.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Too many songs sound too similar.
Yeah, I would like to hear, maybe we'll get a live album at some point, and then we can hear. Now, you and I have seen him 3 times already. But I would like to hear, like you're saying, I completely agree.
I want the playoff, as we always said, when the band is cohesive and hitting, you have the give and take, and they bring out the best. Here, he's doing everything on his own, and there's no pushback to find something else, another sound, taking it to another level.
Yep. No, I agree. I agree with that. That being said,
it's still a solid album.
Initially, the first time or two I listened to it, I divided it in half. And I said the first half is perfect. And then the second half,
kind of,
I needed some time to get used to it.
It grows on you.
Well, again, the first half has got all the lead-off singles.
Yeah.
This is where you get the end. This is where you get the spell, and I really wanna. So the rest of the album is new. We haven't heard this before, but it does, as you listen to it more and more, it grows on you. Now, I will say this. The one thing I noticed is that he is, more so than on any of the other albums, the first 2 albums, he is definitely showing his influences blatantly. The first song, One of a Kind, I heard at least 2 different Foo Fighters riffs in there.
Yeah.
It starts out with All My Life, and then you hear Let It Die in there as well. Does that make it a bad song? Absolutely not. Especially at the end when he breaks it down and he's saying, "We're not going home." And then track 6, Happy, sounds to me like Nirvana.
Yeah.
And I know how much you love Nirvana.
Me not being a Nirvana fan, but with this was different from the other songs on the album. It had that more of a downbeat.
Right.
Where it's supposed to be happy. You think, oh, this is going to be upbeat. No, it's the downbeat, low key. I actually dug this one a lot.
And like I said, I didn't dislike a single song on this album.
No, there's not one on here that's unlikable.
Selfish has been the one that's been really gravitating to me lately. I just love how he's yelling at this unnamed protagonist and saying your selfishness is going to destroy everything in your life unless you figure it out and get it right.
Yeah.
And change your ways.
Who could he be talking about in this one?
No, he talked about that guy already.
No, I meant the other one. I meant the other one.
And did you hear he's been doing the rounds? You know, the interviews in the media. He basically told Sammy and Michael, no way in hell are we playing together ever. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. So he sees through all of it. He sees through Dave's bullshit. He
And
sees through
Sammy's
Sammy's. But he basically said, there's no way I'm playing with Sammy and Michael. No way.
Yeah. He's not stupid.
No.
He's seen what happened throughout. So.
Yep. Now, I wonder, I always find this kind of lyric writing interesting, where track 7, Better Off, where he's singing, I'm better off all alone, how his new bride. Does he go to her ahead of time and say, listen, I've got this awesome song and I got to put it on the album. Don't take it the wrong way, babe. I love you. You're awesome. You're hot as hell. Look at me. I'm a big tub of goo. I'm not leaving you.
Or is he better off all alone doing his songs?
Well, and that would go back to what you started off with at the top of the review.
Yeah. Or
Even though
I don't want to deal with all the bullshit infighting.
But he's still using the same touring band. These guys aren't leaving him.
No. So, it's interesting.
I am obviously biased. I am saying a strong 3.5 Frenzies, definitely contender for Album of the Year.
I'm right there with you at a strong 3.5.
And the one song that jumped out at me was the one they released right at the same time as the album came out. I guess you would call it the 4th single. Same Old Song with the video for it. Awesome song.
That's very cool.
Awesome song. But, yeah, not a bad song. Not a bad song on the album. I would say, again, this might be the strongest. First one and then the second one is probably out of the 3 the weakest.
3, 1, 2.
Yeah. Yep. And then so next week we are going to have some fun with ranking songs. We've got brand new songs.
We know you love when we do this.
We accumulated all these songs over the last couple of weeks from the Stray Cats and from Foo Fighters and Kiss and, yes, the Black Moods, who seem to appear every week.
But they won't give us the fucking album for sale other than on their website.
And I check every goddamn week, and they won't do it. They won't do it.
It's becoming a thing.
And then, of course, the Lynch Mob, with the title track off their upcoming final album.
Right.
Boy, do they piss me off.
Final Ride My
Again,
Ass.
I discussed this with the kids last week. Literally, how many times have we been lied to? Lynch Mob,
Motley
The
Crue.
Who multiple times, Motley Crue, signed the contract in blood.
Yeah.
Lynyrd Skynyrd.
They've all done it. They can't stay
That's
away.
why, unfortunately, sorry, Dave Mustaine, I do not believe that this is Megadeth's final tour. I do not believe it. Don't believe it.
Can't do it.
Nope. All right, so before we move on to TV and streaming and our review of The Lowdown, Season 1, got some entertainment news to pass along. Always love to do this. Sometimes I catch your Uncle Dave off guard with some new stuff he doesn't know about. Now, personally for me, I'm surviving. People seem to forget you have something called an antenna where you can watch TV over the air. I read all this crap Tuesday morning about how everybody, because we got the YouTube, TV, and the Disney war going right now.
We can't watch ABC.
I turned on my fucking antenna and watched the game.
Everything was fine.
Yeah, I wasn't recording, so but if I want to watch the game, it's there. It's not a big deal. Same thing with college football.
Yeah, the antenna is there, people.
What's an antenna? Isn't that something that's on an ant? Or an insect? No, they actually have something called over-the-air TV, broadcast television. Where if you want to watch it, it's on.
You have access for free, other than maybe buying a new antenna.
So, yeah, so what did I miss out this week? What did I miss out on? I missed out on watching Miami embarrass themselves against SMU. That was on ESPN Saturday. Big fucking whoop.
Not a big deal.
But now I will say this. and I'm all against the rat. You know this. I am all against the rat. But YouTube TV needs to realize now it's been 6 days. Start giving us a credit. Start giving us some money back. Because now we've lost out on all these channels.
So you were charging us for them.
Yeah.
Give us the refunds.
Yep. So that's the part with YouTube. They're very slow. They're like Ticketmaster. Very slow to give you the money back. They'll take it every month, right on the perfect...
In a blink.
Exact day, but they won't give you credit if you've lost 10 or 12 channels for a week or two. Just got great news tonight. I know you don't necessarily care because you've already seen the movie, but for me, November the 14th, this review will be coming here soon on Peacock. Nobody 2 debuts. So I will be watching that on November the 14th.
Yeah, I'll be watching that again.
And of course, your Uncle Dave has already reviewed it. I will review it for you coming up towards, Thanksgiving, right around there. Bad news on the True Detective front.
Ruh-roh.
We were teased on this. Woody Harrelson says he will not return to True Detective to reprise his role from season 1.
Alas.
That doesn't mean Matthew McConaughey wouldn't come back solo.
True.
But yeah, hearing Woody poo-poo that kind of was depressing.
Yeah, come on. That's...
And then you get the idiots in these stories with the comments, "That's okay, bring back Jodie Foster. We loved her." They don't do it that way. It will be a whole new cast in a whole new location. It won't be Jodie Foster again in Alaska.
Yeah,
you
it's
morons.
not how it works.
Have you not watched the previous seasons? Sticking with Disney. Now, I know you don't watch this anymore, I don't believe, but Disney was not happy. And Disney, of course, is woke.
Big time.
But even Disney couldn't put up with how woke Doctor Who had become. So they have...
I have not watched that in forever. Not since Capaldi went off.
But
and
you guys watched it.
Run.
You guys were devoted viewers.
Yeah, until they started going woke and fucking it all up.
So Disney says, we can't even deal with it anymore. So they have pulled out. They will no longer co-produce Doctor Who with the BBC. Of course, I know how much Dave loves his reboots and remakes. This one is bizarre. Fox has a reboot of Bewitched in the works. Wait for it, though. Wait for it, Dave. It will be an hour-long drama.
It's a half-hour comedy.
No, it will be an hour-long drama.
Oh, for the love of God. How fucking stupid are they?
They will take a serious look at what it would be like if you were a witch to be married to a human. And all the prejudices and all the abuse that you would have to endure.
The whole thing is it was secret!
I saw a still picture.
Oh,
I don't know how I stumbled upon it the other day. Completely unrelated to this story. But seeing Darren with a monster ear from the original... Just great.
Would that be the Dick York or the Dick Sargent?
That would have been Dick Sargent. Yes, not Dick York. But it's amazing how both those guys were great.
Yes.
In that role.
Or you could switch dicks midstream.
You're not supposed to switch dicks midstream, Dave. Oh, only you could come up with that. Now, did you like the Mummy movies? the Brendan Fraser.
Yes, and we're happy to know
Rachel Weisz also
is
in there.
coming back, reprising her role as Evie.
Big news. Universal has got them close, both Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, to re-signing for a 4th Mummy movie.
Yep. Bringing the cast back together.
Now, the one thing I worry about with this is this going to be like an Indiana Jones thing where they are like mentors to younger?
That scares me.
That's what I worry about.
That scares me. So,
I could see this being a massive hit.
It could be. Yes, I remember the original where Rachel was in that black getup and looked extremely attractive.
I know how much you love her. I know how much you love her. She's on your list, isn't she?
Yes.
You have the exemption list, yes.
Everybody has the exemption list.
I didn't get an exemption list when I was married. I just suffered in silence. I would say, I like that Jennifer Aniston. Shut up and go do some laundry. Yes, ma'am.
Because I have to do the laundry from watching Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, especially that sock. It doesn't seem to want to open anymore.
The one that's standing on its own in the corner.
Yes.
Are you starching your socks again?
Starch?
Turk.
Lawrence of Arabia. Finally.
Hollywood Nights, kids.
Yes.
Check it out.
Yes, God help you. If you have not watched Hollywood Nights, you are missing out. Finally, Dave, of course, is huge into video games. I am into the sports games. Two of the biggest directors out there, Taylor Sheridan and Peter Berg. Mr. Berg, who was responsible for that awesome Netflix show we just watched with Taylor Kitsch. The Western, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, those two are now, they're together. They are developing for Paramount. Taylor Sheridan has got a few years left on his Paramount deal. They're developing a Call of Duty film.
I heard about that. That could be very, very cool.
I said duty.
Duty.
Tastes okay to me.
American...
Yeah. See, I cannot remember. It was awesome. I loved it. We reviewed it, and I loved it.
Son of a bitch.
Then, of course, we have trailers. A few trailers this week.
Oh, we're a sucker for a good Western.
Frontier Crucible. It's coming soon to theaters. Now, it probably will not get a big run. Probably be limited release, but...
American Primeval.
There you go.
Was the Berg.
Yep. We have got Thomas Jane. We have got... oh, Jesus. Who else was in American Crucible? We just watched the damn trailer. Thomas Jane. Oh, Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammers. Cannibal. Yep.
Looks good. From the guys who gave us Bone Tomahawk.
Fantastic film in and of its own.
Yes.
But this American Crucible looks very good.
Yes, and I did point out to your Uncle Dave that The Unholy Trinity is now available for streaming on Hulu. Another recent Western.
Yep.
That, of course, featuring Pierce Brosnan and Samuel L. Jackson, so do not be shocked if you get a review of that in the next few weeks. Also, trailer is out for Scream 7, starring the next future ex-Mrs. Crane, Neve Campbell. And then, of course, the latest trailer for Stranger Things 5 is out. Just get to it already. Please, for the love of God, just get to it.
Let's just be done. Please, it's drug out for
as
way
much as
too
I love
long.
it, as much as I love it, it's just I think maybe they've gone too far. I don't know how excited I am about this. I'll watch it.
I want some semblance of closure for it, but it takes them too damn long to do these things.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for delaying and dragging out production season after season.
And I know Stranger Things isn't the only one, but it is the most blatant example because it does take forever for them to get a season out. Yes, we know there's a lot of special effects involved.
Blah, blah, blah.
So now we look at the other shows that we are watching before we get to our featured TV and streaming review. In a couple weeks down the road, we will review Black Rabbit from Netflix. Your Uncle Dave's only a couple episodes away from finishing. I'm about halfway through. It will be done. It shall be done because all these other shows are wrapping up.
Yes.
Tulsa King next week will be the featured TV and streaming review. Season 3 will be wrapping up this Sunday.
Season has flown.
Yep. Only 8 episodes. I seem to recall, I thought that the other seasons were longer.
I think they were still about 8.
Okay.
But so good. There's so much to wrap up in this finale.
Yeah, episode 7, which just aired this past Sunday, involved Dwight and his crew finally getting the Attorney General under their thumb.
Yep.
By hook or by crook.
Vices are an evil thing.
Interesting story behind the scenes. As they're getting ready to start filming season 4. With all the cuts now with Skydance owning Paramount. At the last second, 26 crew members were informed they were out. Right on the eve of starting to film season 4.
Come on.
And the weird thing is, I'm reading this article, and the number one, they said all of them will be replaced, and they'll be replaced at higher wages. Why would you fire
What are you do? Why aren't you just giving these people who have been working on it a raise?
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. There has to be some mixed signals in there somewhere.
Something's fucked up.
I read the article twice. Because the one guy said something about he was getting $250 a day, and then he was told he was no longer needed, and then he saw in one of the trade magazines that his position was being posted for $400 a day. So that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like you said, why don't you just keep the same people on for less?
Yeah, unless who knows? Everything's so screwed up in the entertainment world.
But yes, we will see next week.
Unless they're not union workers.
Oh, God, don't get me started on the unions. Get me started on the unions. So I'm still watching Beavis and Butthead after a week off. God damn them, they took a week off. Pissed me off beyond belief. But they were back this past Wednesday. Tracker. Now we've got... I think this could also, along with The Process, Fidelis
could continue
if they wanted
on.
to, they could make this a recurring nightmare for Coulter as well.
Yeah.
I do not like the new cast edition, by the way. Do not like her. Do not like her at all.
No, there's something shady going on.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because she asked specifically about Coulter.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah.
What nefarious thing is she part of The Process?
We will see. We will see. But Tracker, again, still consistently good.
Still consistently covering the darkness of mankind.
Yep. And then I will start watching here at some point Welcome to Derry.
At some point.
Supposedly there's a huge shocking spoiler in the first episode. So I'm trying to stay away from that. I don't know what it would be, but
Who knows?
yeah, we've got all those shows that we're juggling right now. However,
We have one that ended.
yes, have not heard any word on if it will be renewed. Hopefully it will be.
Well, they're prepared one way or the other, I think, for the Lowdown with Ethan Hawke.
Well, it obviously will stand alone. It
it's-
will stand alone
Yeah.
as a one-season miniseries, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. And I could be fine with that.
Yeah.
Because the storyline was perfectly set up with all these quirks of the different characters and the way it all came together. I don't know what kind of tale they could weave going forward.
Oh, he could be pulled into another tale of
Something.
corruption, but it would have to start from scratch. It's
Right.
not like there is a dangling cliffhanger.
Yeah, there's nothing there. This was a boom, clear ending. No left or right moment.
Don't say that, because I have a special review coming up after we're done with the Lowdown that will dispute that. We've been wrong about that all along. Anyway, Ethan Hawke is great in the Lowdown. Great. I thought the second half of the season lost a little bit of steam and kind of got repetitive. And then, of course, we have to have Nazis again as the villains. So that seemed a little lazy in terms of the writing. But yeah, the cast, the characters, the acting are all great. I guess I just don't think the whole grand conspiracy of it in the end.
It was kind of a
Plot-wise,
letdown.
Yeah, compared to the characters in the world, I was more interested in their interactions and their conversations than I was with the actual plot.
Yeah, it was a mediocre plot, but it was everything around it that really shined.
Yes, absolutely. So I will give the Lowdown a solid 3 frenzies. I would love to see another season with the Truth Storian.
Yes. So, no, it is a solid 3, very recommended.
Yep.
So, very well acted.
If you have not DVR'd it, you can watch it on Hulu. It is out there on Hulu. As is my Storytime TV review of the week. I finally caught up again and watched the first season, the only season of Terriers. It's straight or left.
Oh, it's straight or left?
It's
Okay.
straight or left.
Okay.
You and I have been saying that
Left
wrong
or
for
right?
years. It's straight or left. Because I obviously just watched
Yeah.
the ending a couple days ago. Yeah, it's straight or left. But it's still one of the most infuriating cliffhanger endings that never got resolved in the history of television. Donald Logue stars in Terriers. Again, one season, available on Hulu, aired originally on FX. Donald Logue plays a former alcoholic police officer in California who is now a private investigator who ended up, through a series of bizarre circumstances, meeting up with his partner, Britt, who was a burglar,
Yep.
saw the error of his ways and decided to kind of sort of
Do
the straight and narrow.
Become a pillar of society.
Now, this show originally aired at least over 15 years ago. Right in that area.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how well it would age. It's still awesome. It is still awesome. Talking about the Lowdown with the character development, same thing with Terriers, except the plot is much better.
It's much more intricate
Yes.
and
And it's a longer series, too.
Yeah.
This goes 13 like they used to.
For their
We're not
little
even going
short
back
runs.
to the 70s and the 80s when it was 23 episodes. It used to be 13 episodes back 15 years ago.
Yeah, we
now
were
it's
pissed
8.
when they cut it down to 13, and then they cut it to 8, and some you only get 6.
Yeah. So you get 13 episodes of Terriers. Well acted all around. You've got all the quirky characters. The sister in the, well, originally living in the attic and then eventually moving on to the, I don't want to say asylum, but then you've
facility.
Then you've got the old partner who is alternating between trying to be helpful and pissed off because his career has been downgraded and he's run into all sorts of speed bumps because of his relationship to Hank.
Yeah.
Again, Donald Logue plays Hank Dalworth. Then you've got Hank pining for his ex. You've got these issues on the side for Britt and his girlfriend. And it's just all remarkably well done. The interactions between all the characters and where they lead, the raw emotion that sometimes comes out,
Yeah.
the violence, the death, and then it all leads up to the end, straight or left. What are we doing, partner? What's the choice? And then the show
straight or left?
ends! It ends!
We don't know.
Terriers is awesome. Terriers is awesome, especially Dave and I. This is our genre of books and movies and TV shows. The bedraggled, flawed
The
private eye.
world-weary private detective.
And his sidekick. Whether it's Joe Pike and Elvis Cole or Cleet and
Dave.
I mean, Spencer and Hawk. You can just keep rolling, Milo and Alex Delaware rolling through all of these. And this is what Terriers does, and it does it phenomenally well. Again, it has not aged badly at all. It is still a Four Frenzies. It's an all-time classic. Except we need to know what happened! Straight or left? Straight or left?
Just like with My Name is Earl. Who's Earl Jr.'s dad?
Yeah. You can't do this stuff, and they're getting worse at it. We've talked about this. Like The Waterfront. I watched The Waterfront on Netflix. Not coming back. You gave us no indication.
Duster.
Again. What's going to happen?
The Kevin Bacon bounty hunter.
Or Countdown with Jensen Ackles.
Come on!
That was awful. That could have actually technically been as bad as Terriers with what they left us with at the end of season 1 of Countdown.
I've yet to get there. Because I don't want to be that pissed off again.
You're going to be pissed off.
So, these fucking networks and streaming places have no fucking clue what they're doing to their viewers.
But like you said, Lowdown at least ends at a point where if they don't continue with it, we're okay with it.
It's fine.
So, to recap, Lowdown 3, for me.
Yep.
Now, I know you haven't watched it in a long time, but I think you would agree.
Oh, Terriers was top notch.
Yeah. Four Frenzies, all-time great. I would watch it again. I could start it tonight and watch the whole damn season again. That's how good it is. You, though, are going to take us down the literary path.
I am.
With your book review this week.
This week we're bringing Literary Frenzy back on Spotify, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Apple, Overcast, Castbox, Amazon, Audible, and iHeart Sports Frenzy, baby, and the UB2B. So this week, Tomlinson's Wake, Randy Wayne White's latest Doc Ford novel. So this one follows up the last one after the hurricane whips through Dinkins Bay, their little home away from home, and Doc has his whole thing trying to save everybody around from the Russian mobsters who have an issue going on. But Tomlinson winds up taking his boat, No Mas, out into the Gulf to escape the hurricane. and winds up missing. Nobody's heard from him, don't know. So Doc travels down along the coast, finding him finally after reports of No Mas being busted up on a shoal. And so Doc tracks him down, finds a head-injured Tomlinson suffering from a severe concussion. Turns out he's got a brain bleed from being bounced around in the hurricane. It's a wild ride with political intrigue in the South American country. There's a young boy, orphan, and his band of kids who are trying to survive as the bad guys are trafficking the kids out of the country for nefarious purposes, and they're trying to defend themselves. And Doc and Tomlinson get caught up in trying to help them survive and end this, all while trying to save Tomlinson's life with his head injuries. So this one was cool. It was a little different because after every few chapters of Doc going through everything, you get Tomlinson's perspective, which we've never gotten before. It's always been just the interplay from the two of them from Doc's perspective. This one is Tomlinson seeing what's going on and knowing Doc has a secret history and does things that aren't correct. When he actually witnesses Doc in action, it's kind of a wake-up call for him and kind of gives him pause, but a respect as well for what he does. So I don't want to give anything away on this one, but it is this one with that Tomlinson perspective in there, the way everything weaves together. I will give this a solid 3.5. This was one of the better ones we've had.
I don't expect you to know the answer off the top of your head, but roughly, how many Doc Brown or Doc Ford?
Doc
Brown.
There's over 20.
Okay, sorry. I actually read earlier today that they just re-released Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And it's doing like gangbuster business.
This might have been like the 23rd one because it all started with Sanibel Flats.
So that's why I've got Doc Brown on the head. That I'm very happy that everybody is actually going out to the theaters and re-experiencing Back to the Future because it is just awesome beyond belief. But I will actually be catching up here at the end of the year with your Uncle Dave on reading a little bit. We've got the new Jack Reacher novel coming out. Exit Strategy is out here this coming week.
This is the 28th, I stand corrected.
Jesus, okay. Wow. So, I don't think I would have ever guessed that many. But, yeah, we got Reacher coming out next week. Exit Strategy. I am almost done with Heat 2, finally. So I'll have a review of that coming up in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
We've got the new Spencer novel coming out at the end of November, beginning of December.
Yeah.
And then there is the new, I don't know if you've seen this, the Lee Child book where he is going back through all the Reacher books that he wrote on his own without his brother, and he goes into detail of where he got the ideas from, plus a new Jack Reacher short story in it as well.
Very intriguing.
So I've got that on order as well.
Yeah. I'm actually now have started the latest Isaac Bell story, Iron Storm, that Clive Klessler had started. It's written by Jack DeBrule.
Right.
So one of those that I enjoy, some of the history stuff. And then I have on deck the latest Mitch Rapp, the Vince Flynn series that has continued on. So,
yep. And so going into 2026, we've got a new Alex Delaware coming in February. We've got a new Gray Man novel coming.
God, I gotta get caught up on those.
So there's a lot coming, kids, in terms of books here. So
See, now I'm spending more time playing The Ghost of Yotei, one of the latest video games from Sucker Punch, which is very good. The follow-up, The Ghost of Tsushima from a few years back, which I believe had won Game of the Year. So, and then after I finish this, I also have now Outer Worlds 2, which is out. So,
see, since I don't have a PS5, there are no new games for the PS4, so all I'm doing is playing the old shit.
and we have, hopefully you get it for the 4, but GT7 is getting a big
massive update in December with 2 new tracks, a bunch of new cars, a bunch of new features. So yeah, hopefully I'm getting that as well. All right, that leads us into our movie reviews for the week. Now, your Uncle Dave and I, he's got one that has been out a little while, maybe 6 months, right around there.
Yeah, somewhere in that vicinity.
And I've got one that's 25, 34 years old. So I got a story time for you. Technically, I should have justified rewatching Terriers as story time, but do I really have to?
No, because it's Terriers. Enough said.
I only have Hulu for another 3 weeks, and Terriers is out there, and I needed to rewatch it before I lost my Hulu. There you go.
Because you can't get it on DVD.
No, you can't. There you go. There's your story time. You can't get it on DVD. You've never been able to. You can't. So that's why I had to watch it very quickly on Hulu and pass along my 4 Frenzy review. All right. Do you want to go ahead and regale the kids with yours first?
Sure, why not? So, finally got around to watching G20, the Viola Davis, Anthony Starr action adventure. So, Viola Davis is the President of the United States. She's a former Army was in the Army, stationed over in Afghanistan, and mission gone wrong, explosion happens, and she winds up saving a child coming out of a burning building, and it gets caught on camera. That parlays years later to becoming president. Anthony Starr is a former soldier who lost his entire unit right around during that same blast. And so he's disenfranchised and wants monetary compensation. So the G20 summit to try and feed the hungry of the world, trying to bring all the countries together to help solve the hunger problem. Anthony Starr's group of mercenaries and terrorists, I guess you could call them, take everybody hostage. But the president and the British Prime Minister and a couple of other people manage to escape, and the chase is on. It is what it is. The good thing I will say is they do not have Viola Davis's character being special forces, former special forces. She was just a grunt. But early on they show she continues her training, trying to stay in shape, not knowing whatever could happen with hand-to-hand combat and still doing target practice, keeping up with what she had learned, which all comes into play. I mean, at least it's kind of woven in, and it's not completely unbelievable like some things get. But there are moments. Of course, that's what you expect from an action adventure like this, right? Anyway.
Sorry. You know I have things to say, but I don't want to step on your review yet.
Yeah, no, there are cheesy moments. And it is what it is. Anthony Starr is going to be typecast as playing the perfect psycho.
And we should point out, of course, if you don't know,
he is Homelander in The Boys.
There you go.
So, and complete psycho, plays it very well. This one, it's great because he's got his regular New Zealand accent.
Oh, I'd watch it just for that, just for a couple minutes to hear that.
Yeah, and his natural voice.
Yeah.
Even more creepy.
Yeah.
When he gets on a roll. So, it is what it is. If you're desperate for something, I will give it the barely recommendable strong 2.5. So it wasn't as awful as I thought it was going to be.
I have always had a disdain, because this is the latest in a long line of movies, which I call Action President, going all the way back to Air Force One and White House Down.
And
I can't.
Olympus has fallen.
Yes, I can't stand the whole action president thing. Because people, can you see Bill Clinton or any of the Bushes or Obama or Trump, any of these presidents doing anything even remotely close to this? When I saw Air Force One,
you forget about Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah, Teddy Roosevelt was
way
awesome.
back in the day.
Yeah, we got to go back 125
Yeah.
years. He's an action president. I'll give him.
Yeah, you can't even say Eisenhower because he was a general sitting way behind the front lines.
FDR.
Yeah, no. He didn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh, you took that and ran with it, didn't you?
More like wheeled around it.
But yeah, when I watched Air Force One, and here's the thing with Harrison Ford movies. I like a lot of them. Obviously, Indiana Jones, great movies, the first couple. But I tend to like the movies of his that other people don't, like The Devil's Own. I thought The Devil's Own with Brad Pitt was unbelievable.
Ugh.
See? But I can't stand Air Force One. I didn't like The Fugitive all that much.
No, The Fugitive wasn't all that great. Early stuff.
But
like,
Action President Air Force One drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely nuts. And then, again, this one with Viola Davis, just another one in a long line of, let's turn the president into some kind of crazy action figure. Yeah. Can't stand it. That's why I won't even watch it.
Valid.
Call me a snob, that's fine.
That's valid.
So my Storytime review will actually also include a future review. Because lately I have gotten sucked into this habit of winding down at night. What I will do before I flip the TV on or listen to the radio is I will take 10 minutes, pull out my phone, and look at movie lists. Because if you pull these up on your phone, on your browser, and if you're a movie buff like I am, this is what you get. Your browser remembers you love these. Collider and Movie Rant are the two where they list all these different types of the 10 best thrillers of the last 10 years, the 10 most underrated TV shows of the last 15 years. And so I happened to run across a list last week of the 10 most underrated action sequences of all time. And 2 movies were listed. And one of them, which will be a future review, involved an old Nick Nolte movie, which I'd completely forgotten about, which I'd never watched, called Extreme Prejudice.
Oh, wow.
So I've gotten a hold of that, and I got it in a 4-pack with Universal Soldier and Bangkok Dangerous.
Oh, God.
So it was like $10. It was awesome.
Nice.
$2.50 a movie. But I got it for Extreme Prejudice because you can't find it anywhere on streaming. The other listed underrated action sequence was from a movie in 1991, which, believe it or not, I never watched. You would have thought, given who stars in it, I would have. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
You've never seen Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man?
No.
Dude,
now I have. Now
you're
I have.
freaking killing me. Don Johnson.
I know. Given the fact that
Mickey
Don
Rourke.
Yes. No. Watched it for the first time the other night.
Oh my God.
Because it had. They said that was one of the most underrated. The shootout in the airplane graveyard at the end.
Yes.
So I finally watched Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Interesting reactions online. Because I tend to look after I've watched the movie to see what other people say about it. Because sometimes I'll pull things out and go, oh, I didn't notice that. That was a good observation. Wow, was it polarizing. There were people that absolutely love it and people that think it's a piece of trash. So it's like they give it 1 out of 10 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm
not
in the middle.
a lot.
I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
I wouldn't say it's a great movie. It wasn't horrible.
No,
you're right. It's
fun.
It's a middle of the road fun flick.
It is dated. It is now it is dated. The musical score sounds like they just took the leftovers from an episode of Miami Vice. The music sounds exactly like Miami Vice.
Lots of synthesizers and
taking out, of course, there's Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi is in there at the beginning. Very cool opening sequence. The plot is what it is. You know, it's a revenge plot. You know, their friends have this bar, and of course they're in debt, and they're going to lose it to this bank. Supposedly, this is a futuristic movie. There's a couple things that are a little futuristic, but otherwise,
not really.
Yeah.
No, they were capitalizing on the popularity of Johnson and Rourke.
Yeah, absolutely. And
in a not well thought out.
Yeah, I always defer to Don Johnson. I think he's awesome. I think he's cool as hell. Absolutely always think he's cool as hell. Mickey Rourke.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Take it or leave it. It's fun to a point. It is fun to a point. And the cast is ridiculous. You've got Vanessa Williams in there for just a couple minutes. You've got Tia Carrera in there for just a couple minutes. Tom Sizemore.
Yep.
One of the Baldwin brothers plays the main henchman. Big John Studd of WWE fame is in it. That's what you've got to almost look at this as like an artifact.
It's a time capsule.
Yes. Yeah, it's an artifact. It's a time capsule. It's fun to. I'm not going to recommend it. Where you went with the strong 2.5 for G20. I'm going to go weak 2.5 for Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
And that's about right.
It was fine to watch for me once. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, just because there wasn't anything in there that I want to revisit.
Yeah. See, that's why I've seen it once. Yeah. But I'm still shocked that you didn't see it at the time. Never
got around to watching it. Never. Now, see, I was always a Dead Bang guy. That was my Don Johnson go-to movie. I've watched Dead Bang probably a dozen times. That is an awesome, freaking gritty, nasty cop movie. And that was always my go-to Don Johnson movie. And I just never ever got around to watching Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. I love how the Marlboro Man is pining away for this woman called Virginia Slim.
I know. Couple of little subtleties there.
Yeah. And there's some good lines in there. There are some really good lines in there. What was the one big line is, oh God, it's something like, I'd rather be cool and dead than uncool and alive, or something like that.
Yeah.
Those type of lines is what you're getting throughout this movie.
Yeah, the cheesy stuff.
Yeah.
Cheesy macho bullshit.
It wasn't bad. It was worth watching, like you said, once.
Yeah,
But
I've only seen it once.
it doesn't have the repeatable, quotable lines
No.
or the performances or anything you can really relate to.
Yeah, it's not
To
one
make
to
it
go
worth
back
more.
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I told you you'd be a little shocked with this one.
Very shocking.
Yep. So, like I said, and I will also be watching Extreme Prejudice here at some point soon. Now, the whole list thing, I didn't think the action scene was all that amazing. I mean, it was a good shootout.
They stretch things a little bit.
Yeah. And of course, the one big running joke throughout the whole movie is that Harley can't shoot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he ends up shooting the Marlboro Man at one point. And all you get for about 15 straight seconds is Don Johnson
Cursing
you fucking shot me! I can't believe you fucking shot me! That fucking hurt! Alright, so we've taken care of all the major business for the week.
Yep.
And that means... By the way, I want to go back to one thing on Terriers. I can't let this go.
You're like a dog with a bone.
Yes, one of these brilliant minor details that I have written down. Towards the end, Britt is going through hard times.
Yeah.
And of course, what do guys do when they're going through hard times? He's chugging from a whiskey bottle. Not Wild Turkey. He's chugging from a whiskey bottle called Savage Fowl. That's how smart this show was.
Not Wild Turkey.
Savage Fowl. Yes.
Nice.
All right, so that will lead us into, unfortunately,
Moments of silence.
and this is another one of those to start off with where I don't know how we should handle this with the passing of Dick Cheney, Vice President to George Bush from 2001 to 2009.
Yeah, other than to say he lasted a hell of a lot longer than anybody thought he would with the bad ticker and other health issues.
And of course,
But
like
he
many
was-
other politicians, he will have a complicated legacy that he leaves behind.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Diane Ladd, actress. Wild at Heart, Ramblin' Rose. Oscar nominee for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
She was the original Flo.
Yes.
Yes, she was. I will say this.
And mother to...
Laura Dern, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say this, and please, people don't think I'm insensitive. I am, but please, in this case, don't think I am. There are a lot of actors and actresses out there who have been nominated multiple times for all these awards, and Dave and I, of course, have mocked this. You get an award! No, you get an award! And every day I read Deadline.com, and it's just like 15 different announcements every day of so-and-so's going to get... Yeah, so-and-so's going to be nominated for the Maldives Islands Film Icon Award. You know, just
More
ridiculous,
crap made up
ridiculous self-congratulatory garbage.
Yeah.
Diane Ladd doesn't register with me.
No, she doesn't.
Maybe it's just a different generation, but knowing how you and I know our movies doesn't do much for me.
No.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Doesn't. Even Laura Dern, who I know a little bit more. Okay. Just, I'm sorry. Just doesn't register with me. And there are plenty of guys I'd feel the same way about. You know, I'm not trying to be a sexist pig.
No.
But it's just...
It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready, Dave? To pivot.
Yes, let us pivot. to find out who on the weekend edition will win the Golden Boot Up the Ass as our dumbass of the week. Pray tell, what do we have?
I got some good ones. We're going to have entire cities, organizations, down to individuals. We're going to start off with the city of Sydney, Australia. And this is the way things are going. And no, I'm not going to talk about what happened in the world this past Tuesday, as we record here on November the 5th. You, of course, are listening to this on November the 8th. But I kind of like my outdoor gas grill, don't you?
I do.
Well, you better hope that what they're doing in Australia doesn't leak its way over here, because the city of Sydney has passed an ordinance saying you will no longer be allowed to have a gas grill or any kind of outdoor gas fittings on your house whatsoever going forward. No outdoor gas heaters if you want to sit out when it gets cold outside.
They can kiss my ass.
But yeah, the gas grill thing would bother me. I can't have because propane's destroying the environment. Propane byproducts.
Balls.
All right, let's move on to PETA, shall we?
People eating tasty animals?
Well, that's kind of where we're going here. Because, now, have you heard of Wesleyan University?
Yes.
Okay. PETA has got some people on the inside at Wesleyan University. Yeah. So they're working together in conjunction to try to put a plaque outside the dining hall called the Wesleyan Animal Recognition Memorial.
Oh, for the love of all that's holy.
To recognize all the hundreds of thousands of millions of animals who have been senselessly killed so we could eat in this dining hall.
Idiots. Idiots, idiots, idiots.
I would love to be there when they're putting that plaque up with a whole bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Just gnawing on it. Well, a little crooked. Look, make sure you plumb that correctly. Wait a minute.
Touching it with the greasy fingers.
Yeah. Yep. Now, getting to the stuff that's not so funny for a little bit here. Now, I thought we had something called the Freedom of Information Act, right?
Yes.
Where you're supposed to be able to request public information.
Yes.
Well, Rhode Island, there's a school district in Rhode Island that is making things very difficult for one particular mother. She had an issue with a particular teacher. Thought that this person was teaching the kids radical political stuff. So she says, I want to know the curriculum. I want to know specifically what the lesson plan is that this teacher is.
Yes, and that's all within parental rights.
This particular school district in Rhode Island, for access to this teacher's curriculum, was going to charge this mother $116,000.
Oh, bullshit.
No bullshit. No bullshit. Yeah, because they're trying to say,
no.
For us to get together all that information would cost a lot of man hours and, oh, can I say manpower anymore?
You've got the general syllabus and outline. A copy of that.
You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to protect their own.
Yeah.
$116,000.
That's ridiculous.
To see what this teacher was
no.
teaching the pupils.
No.
Now, I normally don't like to call out young kids for being dumbasses, but in this case, I think it's warranted. This past Halloween, there was a panic in Rockville, Maryland. as it was reported by a household that they found a couple bags of gummy bears with needles in them.
Mm-hmm.
After sitting down with their children and the police asking them questions, they find out that their 9-year-old son was the one that put the needles in the bags as a prank.
That's not a prank.
Finally, let's go back to some Hollywood celebrity stupidity. Now, these people are in ads all over the place. They do I think, Carvana ads. But now, reading this article this week about these two idiots, I don't have any respect for them. And these two celebrity parents would be Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell.
They're nut jobs.
Yeah, I didn't realize what kind of nut jobs they were. And again, they're all over the place in all these ads. So somehow they're getting work, despite the fact that they sound like they are the shittiest parents on the face of the earth. Now, they have 2 daughters. In 2025, these 2 daughters are ages 12 and 10. Number 1, 2 years ago, Kristen Bell admitted, so these kids would have been 10 and 8 back then, that her and her partner, Dax Shepard, let the girls drink non-alcoholic beer. Because they say, we've discussed addiction with them. And by the way, if you idiots out there would do your homework, you'd realize that orange juice has more alcohol in it than non-alcoholic beer. So don't judge us. But now it comes out here recently, Dax Shepard, the other half of this couple, this wonderful, caring, nurturing couple, says, again, now the kids are 12 and 10, these 2 daughters. I let them say whatever they want to any adult they want, including me. They can talk back, they can sass, I don't care. Because
Idiot.
I'm trying to teach them that when they grow older, when they have a confrontation with somebody who's an asshole, that they should fight back.
That's not what you do.
Whether, get this, he says whether they're right or wrong, they are creating monsters.
Oh
and they
God.
think it's none of your business how we raise our children. Yes, it is, because they're going to be in society with our children.
Nobody wants
And I'm going to tell
with
my child.
That's the problem.
I'm going to tell my child if they come across Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell's kid and they start mouthing off to punch him in the face. For you to say, I'm going to let my 12-year-old disrespect an adult.
That's the problem, is nobody is teaching their kids how to have any respect for anybody else.
I don't
Entitled morons.
I don't understand the mentality of celebrities. I don't.
Elitist, entitled assholes.
I've always said there's a line that they cross at some point when they get to a certain level of popularity where they have just disconnected with the rest of society and they think they're in a different world altogether. Because that, to me, is the lowest of the low when it comes to parenting. You're creating monsters who are going to have to deal with everybody else.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're creating children who grow up to be adults who think, I can do whatever I want and walk over whoever I want.
And everything is fine. Because Daddy told me so.
And Mommy...
No.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm doing heroin now is because, well, Mommy said non-alcoholic beer was cool at 10 years old. All right, so your 5 nominees this week are the city of Sydney in Australia for banning gas grills and outdoor gas appliances. Rhode Island School District charging a mom $116,000 for access to a teacher's curriculum. PETA wanting a plaque outside the dining hall at Wesleyan University to commemorate all of the animals that have been eaten there.
Yeah, that's just standard stupidity for them.
The 9-year-old kid who put needles in 2 bags of gummy bears and said it was a prank.
That's a serial killer in the making.
And then, of course, Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell for their wonderful parenting skills. A vast array of levels of stupidity.
Yeah, I can take 2 out that I just mentioned, but oh god, the remaining 3 are solid fucking candidates.
I know who I'm going with.
I gotta go with Bell and Shepard
Yep.
for perpetuating the asshole attitude that we do not need in this country or in this world.
Absolutely agree. That was my pick as well. You kids out there, of course, you send us a comment. Drop us a line on the Facebook page or on any of our platforms where you listen to us, and we will put your vote in as well. But
Give us your nominee for Dumbass of the Week.
yeah, we're always willing to take nominees we might have missed in the news, in the celebrity rags. But yeah, if Dave and I agree, that's usually an indication that it's a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Yep. So Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell.
Go away. Go away.
I could say you shouldn't be allowed to have kids. That's a little harsh. Because you're not the only idiots who have children and are raising them in the worst possible way. But you supposedly are celebrities and you're richer and better than us. So. We get the horn of disgrace in right before the end of the show. That, of course, is your Uncle Dave, the Conquistador Dave Height.
That's your Uncle Kev, the Maestro Kevin Crane.
We hope you enjoyed the weekend edition. Next week, finally, a delay of a week. We got things mixed up, crossed up last week with the canceled Stray Cats concert. So, next week, you'll get our review of F1, the Apple movie starring Brad Pitt. I will pass along my review of Fantastic Four: First Steps. We will review Season 3 in its entirety of Tulsa King. And then we have a whole bunch of songs we're going to rank and review for you.
And whatever other little tidbits come our way.
Yeah, I might be digging into some older movies again. Old TV shows. I'm starting to gravitate back towards that type of stuff. So
you never know what we'll have.
Yep. But until we make those decisions and until you listen to them every Saturday morning, do not forget Sports Frenzy 2.0, the sports edition, dropping
mornings.
Early Thursday, and then the weekend edition every Saturday morning. But until we do this again, we do this little dance of political incorrectness, say goodnight to the kids, Dave.
Good night to the kids, Dave.